Hey guys, today we're going to talk about spiders. So, as the title suggests, today we'll be discussing the effects of predator species on their environment. Specifically, we'll be taking a look at whether or not they have similar or different interactions with their local food webs. Now you may be asking, hey Robin, what's a food web? I'm so glad you asked. In its most basic form, a food web is a closely knit tree of different species that teaches you what eats what. For example, the plant takes energy from the sun and produces energy, giving it the title of producer. The grasshopper then eats the plants, making it a primary consumer. The grasshopper is then eaten by a spider, which is then eaten by a hawk, and, well, you get the idea. Well, a common theory within the field of ecology is that all species that either exist on the same level, belong to the same family, or the same guild will have the same effect on its food web. In ecology, a guild is defined as a group of species that exploit the same resources or explore different resources in similar ways. But everything changed in 2001, where a pair of scientists at the Yale Myers Research Forest in Northeast Connecticut, Oswald J. Schmitz and K. Blake Suttle, decided to test this theory. To evaluate whether or not the theory was true, they decided to observe 3 different species of spiders in the same guild. The guild they tested was the hunting spider guild. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of spiders, but these spiders are pretty cool. They're all known for their speed, as well as their tendency to chase after their prey rather than spinning a web and waiting for their food to get trapped. Schmitz and Suttle decided to observe the behavior of hunting spiders due to how abundant they were within grasslands and fields. The species they chose were the Phidippus myrmitor from the family Salticidae, the Pisarina mira from the family Physaridae, and the Hogna rapida from the family Lycosidae. For this video, we'll call these species A, B, and C. Similarly to the choice of predator, the pair decided to investigate the common grasshopper based on its widespread availability among the hunting spiders. Specifically, the species of grasshopper they chose was the Melanopus varibum, or more commonly known as the red-legged grasshopper. Once they had an idea of which species they would be watching, it was time to conduct the test. First, Schmitz and Suttle went out to the field directly to watch the behavior of hunting spiders in the wild. Second, they set up a laboratory experiment where they monitor the feeding pattern of the grasshoppers based on the spiders. And third, they set up cages, each with one spider, a large number of grasshoppers, and the plants favored by grasshoppers to gauge any indirect effects the spiders could have on the local plant life. Once they compiled the results, Schmitz and Suttle were surprised to find that, in general, all 3 species had different effects on the grasshoppers as well as the plant trophic level. In the field observation, species A moved all around the upper canopy of the plants, while species B moved between the mid-levels, and species C seemed to prefer the ground layer. As such, Schmitz and Suttle observed a variety of predation techniques with varying degrees of success. In the second experiment, the scientists saw that the grasshoppers preferred herbs to grass when more passive predators like species B or species C were present. Finally, the third experiment again showed that the grasshopper population, as well as the grass and herb population, varied with each spider species. So what does this mean? According to Schmitz and Suttle, this means that similar species can have different effects on their food webs, both directly and indirectly. If this is true, this would mean that the theory that similar species can be treated as a single functional unit is false. This would mean that ecologists would have to change how they study predatory behavior and track food webs, as they can no longer be treated the same way. And that concludes the report. Perhaps one day a more thorough and wide-range study will prove Schmitz and Suttle wrong. But until then, remember to like, comment, subscribe.